In today's lesson we're going to look at some of the basic open chords that we're going to need for our next few lessons. I'm not going to go into lots of detail about the fingerings. I'm just going to show you the chords and you can use them as a reference for the songs that we're currently looking at. Bear in mind with all of the chords that we're going to play that we need to have a nice curve on every single finger, and by that I mean this arc shape here, which will help give us the pressure for the tip to press down against whatever string it needs to, and rather than being in the back of our frets, we want to be at the front. So this first chord here that we have is a chord of G major. Our third finger will go into the third fret of string number 1 and we will strum the top 4 strings of the guitar. Our next chord will be C major. Our first finger will go into the first fret of string number 2 and we will play the top 3 strings of the guitar. Our next chord is E minor, which will be the top 3 strings completely open. We will also learn a D chord. Our second finger will go to the second fret of string number 1. Our first finger will come on at the second fret of string number 3, and our third finger will come into the third fret of string number 2, and we get almost like diamond-like shape or a triangular shape. So what we're going to do is play the top 4 strings of the guitar. We'll also learn 2 versions of the A chord. This is a basic A shape that we can play with the first 2 fingers. We will place them on the first finger will go onto the second fret of the 3rd string, and our second finger will go onto the second fret of the 2nd string. We will strum the top 3 strings of the guitar. For those of you that already know that shape and want to advance it into the slightly bigger version of the A chord, take those fingers down 1 string set, so your first finger is now at fret 2, string 4, the second finger is fret 2, string 3, and the third finger is fret number 2, string number 2. And we're going to strum 5 strings, and this is a full open A chord. We'll also learn the E chord. Our first finger will come to the first fret of string number 3. Play the top 3 strings. For those of you that are already very confident with that, we're going to place our second finger on the 5th string at fret number 2 and our third finger on the 4th string, fret number 2, and that gives a full E chord whilst keeping our first finger where it was for the previous shape. All 6 strings. That leads us into our next shape, which is A minor. We're going to take everything that we have for the E chord down towards the ground by 1 string, and then we play 5 strings and we have A minor. I'd also like to run through a D minor shape as well. Our first finger will go to fret number 1 on the 1st string, whilst our second finger comes into fret number 2 on the 3rd string, and our third finger comes into fret number 3 on the 2nd string. We'll play the top 4 strings of the guitar. That should more about cover us for most of the songs that we're going to play in the first part of our lessons together. So I hope that's been useful. If there's any questions, just email me, and if there's anything that you need to recap, you can just rewind this video.